Welcome to Total Decom 2020. This is Digital Edge Subsea, and we're here to tell you about our digital video inspection system, the Edge DVR. We currently have 650 units offshore, with 85 rental units with our partners Seatronics and Chuck Richards in Houston. We have two hardware options, the 4U unit and the laptop unit, and these come in standard definition, high definition and 4K models. All units record 4 channels in a combination of standard definition HD or 4K depending on the model. The system also automatically produces dive, photo, anomaly and video logs and correlates all of the data into a client deliverable. This is a short demonstration of Digital Edge's version 5 software. Upon opening the software, you'll be welcomed at the main screen. From here you can start a new project. You can start a light project, a normal project or a pro project. We'll go into the differences a little bit later on. You can also go and set up any of the video channels, any of the serial channels, set up your overlay and also your hotkeys. To start a Pro project, click on the Pro icon and enter the project name. And here we've just put Total Decom 2020 demo. Once you click the tick icon, you can then select the time zone. This is mainly used when you're doing pipeline surveys and you're crossing the international date line, and therefore you would reference everything against UTC. For this example, we're just going to keep it on the London time zone. When you enter the video setup page, you will see that we have a setup wizard. This is stage 1 to 5. The first stage is the video setup, then we'll do the serial setup, then we'll do the overlay, then we will do the hotkeys, and then we can enter a work pack if required. This is the video setup page of the V5 software. The software itself is a maximum 4-channel recorder. On the first channel here I've got a laptop playing via HDMI into the DVR. If you would like to select another channel, select the video channel from the drop down menu. This is the HD unit, so we have 4 HD SDI connections. We have 6 SD composite video channels. We have a HDMI channel via the Intensity Pro card, and we can also import from a IP camera. We also have some simulated video that we can set the system up before the ROV is mobilized, and this can also be done in high definition also. For this demonstration I'll just keep it to a single channel. Up at the top we can set the main file duration. At the moment it's set at 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes a new video file will start. Also at the top we have the network output. This will transmit the video pictures of all 4 channels on the local LAN network. Once you've set up all the video channels, if you then click the arrow on the setup wizard, that will move on to the serial setup page. Here I've got some simulated data coming into the DVR using a program called Generate. You have the 4 ports across the top. Select the correct port. Select whether you would like serial comms or UDP network comms, and we can also do some simulated comms also. For this demonstration, we will use the serial input coming into COM2. Check that the baud rates are all compatible with your output string. Here we've put some common RS-232 protocols in for each vehicle. We will be adding to these vehicles as time goes on. Again, for this demo, we'll just keep it on the delimited text. Here you can see that we've got some data coming into the system, and we'll just set this up. We have a heading here, and we'll just label that heading, and we have the depth here, and we'll just label that up. This will be used for the logs and also for the on-screen display. And again, once you're happy with the serial setup, click the arrow to move on to the next stage. Moving on to stage 3 of the wizard now. We move on to the overlay setup. For this demonstration, I've got a video coming in on HDMI which has original overlays you can see at the top. If we select the master overlay, any overlay that gets put onto this channel will be repeated across all of the channels. If you hover the mouse over these icons, they will tell you exactly what the icon represents. If you just want some free text, click the top one. If you would like to add the time and date, click the next one. And here we'll just add some time and date. Everything is drag and drop. You just move it around with the mouse and position it wherever you require. On the left hand side, we've got some anchoring that we can anchor the time and date to. Here I've just anchored it to the center at the bottom, and I'll just align it properly. Bottom left, we can adjust the font, we can change the font size, we can make it bold, and we can add any decimal places if required. The next one down on the icons, we can add some project information. If we wanted to add the dive number, we will just position the dive number, and if we wanted to add any other project information, we can do the same. If we wanted to add some serial information, such as the depth and the heading that we've previously set up, click the heading and move the heading to an appropriate place. I'll put this over here for now because I'm going to put compass rose on also. Moving down the list, we can then add a logo, and you can see the image has popped up here, and we just need to direct the system to a logo file, and there's a Digital Edge logo there, and we will just position that down in the bottom corner. Here we can add a compass rose, and we'll put the compass rose on. Once the serial page has been set up, if you click the arrow button on the wizard, that will take you to the next stage, which is the overlay. At the top you can see the Master tab and the Channel 1 tab. If you had additional channels, they would also be displayed up here. If you put any overlay onto the Master channel, it will be displayed across all 4 channels. For this demonstration, I have some video coming into the system that already has overlay, as you can see. To add overlay fields, simply click on one of the icons here. The top icon is to add some free text. The next icon is to add the time and date. The next one is to add any project information, such as the dive, the vessel, or the ROV. The next one is for the serial comms, which is the depth and the heading that we previously set up. The next icon is to add an image, such as a company logo, etc. You can also add some shapes, some rectangles to make the overlay stand out a little bit more. And we can also add some compass rose and compass ribbon. These will be dynamic and they'll be linked into the RS232 heading information previously set up on the serial page. We'll just add some project information. We'll add the dive number, and it's just drag and drop. Just move it around with the mouse, position it wherever you wish. In the bottom left we can alter the font, change the font size, etc. Make it bold. We can also anchor it to any position around the screen and align it within that anchor. We'll now add some serial information. We'll add the heading, and we'll put the heading over on the right hand side. Now I will add a compass rose. Compass rose can just be put above. At the moment this is static, but in the bottom left we can then assign the heading to the heading of the serial ports, and we now have a dynamic compass rose. Just position that a little bit better. You can also add a JPEG image, so we'll just add a simple logo, and we'll position that in the bottom corner. The V5 software will also produce a video header to start your video off. If you would like to use this feature, click the tick box at the top of the screen. Once you're happy with the overlay setup, if you click the arrow on the wizard to take you to the next stage. This stage of the wizard is to set up the hotkeys. These will be displayed on the right hand side at all times during the inspection itself. In this example we can see that we've set this up for a caisson inspection, and with the caisson inspection the chances are you will find anomalies. If you click this checkbox here, this flags your event as an anomaly. So in this example we have excessive movement, we have corrosion, and we have bare metal. We also have through wall defects and metallic debris down as an anomaly. We can also have an additional pop-up box which comes up on the screen after you have evented, and we can enable that by ticking this button here. Each one of the buttons can also be linked into any data. So if we were we could add a button to do a datum depth, and we would just put that in here. And we would link that to the depth of the vehicle. You can import, export your lists. Here's some that we've already set up with various different offshore activity, pipeline surveys, riser inspections, etc. and you can save and load them just as standard windows. Once you're happy with the hotkey button setup, click the arrow on the wizard to go to the final stage, which is the workpack stage. If you would like to go into the DVR without a workpack, just click the tick. If not, either import a workpack or set a new workpack up. Here I've already set up a workpack. If I wanted to add other components to this, click on the main platform, add the component name, and we will add some legs. Once you're happy with your hotkey button setup, if you click the arrow again to move on to the final stage of the wizard, which is your workpack creator, workpack setup. If you don't want to workpack, just click the tick and it will go straight into the DVR. For this demo, I've set up a small little workpack, like a platform inspection with some members, risers and J-tubes. If you would like to add a level, click on the platform and we will add some legs. And within the legs we will add leg A and leg B, etc, etc. If on leg A, within your scope of work provided by the client, if on leg A we have to do a GVI and we have to do a contact CP reading, and maybe we've got some marine growth to also do, we can add these tasks in. These will be displayed at the bottom left as you go through the inspection. You can also add some notes, so there may be some you might have some restricted access on the north side. These notes will be helpful for the inspector. Once you're happy with your workpack, click the tick and then we will go into the main DVR program itself. We're now into the main menu of the DVR program. You can see the project name above. From here you can now go back in to set up your video if required. You can go back and set your serial. Go back and set some more overlay. Adjust your button text. And you can also do some tweaks to your workpack if required, in the same way that you did on the wizard. We will now start a new dive, and here you can enter the client name, the contractor, the vessel that you work in or installation, and the ROV. You can also change the anomaly prefix. For the purpose of the demo, I will just use the standard default settings. Once you've put the client information in, if you click the tick box, we'll then go into the main DVR program itself. This is the main screen of the DVR during operations. On the far right we have the video controls that are greyed out at the moment because we haven't started the dive. Next to that we have all of the hotkeys that were previously set up. When you hit a hotkey, the event goes into the log, and it also goes into your dive log, anomaly log, photo log or video log. These are automatically generated Excel logs that run in the background. Top right, we have the project details. We can start and stop a dive, open a dive. Once the video starts recording, we have an indication of how much drive space is left, and the size will rise as the video continues. Next to that, we have the serial data, live serial data input. This is on the main screen, so you can keep an eye on your data coming in to ensure that your data is still coming in from the ROV. Next to that, we have an audio VU bar. Next to that, we have a layout button. When you've got multi-channel, you can change the layout around on the screen to suit your task. They're the main controls. On the left, we have the work pack. And we'll move on to that a little bit later. And that's us ready to start the dive. So we click Start Dive. We then go over to the work pack and select the component that we wish to inspect. We set that as the active component. As you can see down below, we have the notes that were previously inputted into the work pack creator, and we also have the tasks that need to be done within this component. So we've got a GVI task, a flooded member detection task, and a contact CP task. We'll now start the survey. As you can see, that has now gone into the log, and we will start the video. So under normal circumstances, we would be doing a platform inspection. Obviously the video doesn't match to this for this demonstration, but the ROV is now located on member number 1, moving off from left to right, inspecting the member as we go, looking at for general visual damage. It's not right. We're now ready to start the dive. So if we click the Start Dive icon, that gets the clock rolling now, and we're now available to do the inspection. So we'll start the survey, and we'll select the component that we're going to inspect, which is component number 1, and we set that as the active component. What this now does is it creates folders, individual folders for each one of the components on the inspections drive, so they can be found at a later date. As you can see, we have the notes that were previously put into the inspection work pack, and we have the tasks that we previously also put in. These will be ticked off during the inspection as we go along. We're using some simulated video here, not the video that we would normally be using for a platform inspection. If we were going to start the survey normally, we would start the video. And the ROV is now located on component number 1, and we're going to be doing a GVI inspection, an FMD inspection, and we're going to do some contact CP readings. Moving along the member, we come to an area of corrosion. So if we hit the corrosion button, corrosion goes into the log, and it also gets flagged as an anomaly. When you find an anomaly offshore, normally you will take a video clip or a photograph. So we'll take a snapshot photograph. And what we can do with the snapshot photograph is we can set the system up so that it automatically puts the corrosion into the file name. We can also have the dive number in there if we want, and we can have the component as well, which is component number 1. You can also select whether you would like a PNG file, a JPEG or a bitmap, and you can also add some extra log information if you wish. It's also possible to toggle the overlay on and off by clicking this button here if you would like the V5 overlay on the screen or off the screen, and click OK. Click the tick. We'll now take a short video clip and we'll set it up in the same fashion that we did before. Just doing a short video clip now of this area of corrosion on member number 1. Looks to be a 20cm section of corrosion. And we'll just end the clip. The main video is still running, so we'll continue on with the inspection and we'll take a CP reading. CP reading negative 950 millivolts. Moving along, we come to an area of bare metal. The bare metal event is now anomaly number 2, and we'll just take a snapshot of this bare metal, same as before, and we'll just go and do a short video clip. RV is now located on member number 1, located in an area of bare metal approximately 20 centimeters across. We've previously taken a video still, and this is just a short video clip. And we'll just end the clip and we will end the video. If you would like to view one of the photographs or video clips or the main video, just go down to the log, right click, and then you can display the video, the photo, and you can also run the video clip also. You can also do this by going to the appropriate folder on the operations or inspections drive, which I'll show you a little bit later. With the video controls on the right hand side, you have a few options. You can set the main video off and then you can select how many channels that you require to record. You can also just click the instant video button, which will just immediately record. The next option is to start a video clip. Again, when you start the video clip, it will ask you how many channels you would like to record. You can also go for a quick clip, which will just record all of the available channels. You can also take a snapshot that was previously shown. And the snapshot, again, you can select how many channels you would like to take a photograph of. And then you have the quick shot option, which will just take photographs from all the available channels. And you can also put a manual log entry. That goes into the log. That's just in case there isn't a button set up for the event that you would like to document. And you can also put some custom text on the screen. That has to be enabled in the overlay setup, but you can put some text on the screen on the fly as you're going through the inspection.
And that completes this short introduction to the Edge DVR. If you do have any further questions, please contact me on john@digitaledgesubsea.com.